I needed a minute to digest the news. The Supreme Court decided to allow Tennessee's ban on gender-affirming care for youths to stand. Over 20 other states are going to use this ruling to follow suit. The decision saddened me, made me angry and resolute. Make no mistake, this is a big step back. The decision is wrong because their science is wrong. One just has to look at Utah's most recent study to prove that. Wrong because it overrides established medical protocols. Wrong because it strips parents' rights to make medical decisions for their children. That should frighten every parent and every wannabe parent. To all the trans kids, I know, this feels terrible. I understand. I really do. But child, listen to me. This isn't about you. It's not personal. It's about us and our right to exist. This fight started way before you were a glimmer in your father's eye. So is the dance of gaining ground and then losing it. It's a titled record, and I'm sick of it. I'm going to be 64 in August, and in September, Labor Day, to be specific, I would have transitioned 45 years ago. I was a trans kid. Maybe the language and understanding around it is different, but I certainly was a trans kid. By the time I was in the 7th grade, it was obvious that they thought I was a threat to the other kids, even though I was the one that was being bullied, beaten, and chased home. And it wasn't like I showed up in a dress to school. Even though I wasn't showing up in a dress, I found other ways to express myself. I was often able to find a cute pair of pants in the juniors department that looked a lot like what I could find in the boys department. Burgundy high-waisted pleated pants, a sand-colored raw silk blouse with the most darling epaulettes on the shoulders. Nobody really ever noticed that the buttons were all on the wrong side. And the times that somebody did, I'd say, I have no idea what you're talking about, and why are you staring at me so much? It's weird. The way my high school coped with me having long hair, tweezed eyebrows, and long nails was banning me from gym. I wasn't able to go into the men's locker room, and I wasn't able to go into the women's locker room. They struggled to figure out what to do with me, and when they told me how much they were struggling, I said, all this fuss over little old me? Maybe if I had supportive parents, I could have found a doctor that would provide hormones, but because I didn't have supportive parents, I found my hormones on the black market. Doctors who provided gender-affirming surgeries to any of us were impossible to find. In fact, there were only 3 in New York City at the time. Before cell phones and before the internet, imagine how hard those were to find. And yet, I did. Transitioning before you hit puberty is wonderful because you don't have to undo all the things that puberty does, sparing you the inconvenience, pain, recovery of surgeries, not to mention the long road that is electrolysis. But I encourage you to look back. Look at all the dolls from back then and see how beautiful they were. Octavia, Carmen Extravaganza, Nancy Extravaganza. So beautiful, and with hardly more than a nose job. Joanne pumped us with silicone, and Schiffman did our noses and gave us boobs. All the rest was achieved through hormones. Our facial feminization didn't require shaving of the brow, or the jaw, or lowering of hairlines, before we felt and looked beautiful. My generation, even though most of us didn't only survive, we thrived. We found our way out of the margins and into the broad daylight. Transitioning early is wonderful, but it's not necessary. Even if you have to transition later, it doesn't mean you can't. I hate the entire narrative that says if I can't transition early, I'm going to unalive myself. Starting later only means starting later. It doesn't mean starting never. Trust and believe whether you transition early or transition late in life, trans life doesn't get good until you're an adult. Let's hope that the best part of anybody's life is not their childhood. Everybody I knew was looking to unalive themselves for any reason because we were so determined we wanted to show them. And show them we did, and so will you. Kids, we may not love our bodies, but it's a great opportunity to learn that we are not our bodies. We are that awareness that knows that we're in a body. If you think of your body like a house that needs renovation, you can say, this is my house and I'm going to fix it, but I don't have to fix it right now because it takes care of me right now. I can sleep here, eat here, do everything here and be fine. But later I want to renovate. So it's gorgeous, in my eyes at least, and I'm very comfortable in it. The situation we find ourselves is temporary. It's not permanent, it's going to pass. So let's not do anything that is a permanent solution to a temporary problem. You, my young friend, are connected to a lineage of the most amazing people. Research them and let their lives give you inspiration. Somewhere all of their courage, strength, resilience, determination, wisdom, and persistence is all there for you to borrow from until you don't need it anymore. You can't possibly know how much you're loved by trans adults. You have our support, and we'll stand with you so that this old crow at least is willing to give her life to save yours. Fuck them. Don't dim your beautiful light. Shine, shine, shine.